Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. We're back here. It's Tuesday evening, and we are here to talk with you concerning our nation and the people of our country. So, a few things to note. I first wanted to start with um, this video, and it would give a better perspective. And I thought this young man made some brilliant points. He brought this home, and because he did, there's not much to be said. I know most of you will come on the post, not those who follow me, and say, listen, the president has already suspended this guy. So why are we talking about this? Here is why. Let's go ahead. Let me play this. There's a lot that is going on in our country. It seems like the nation is spinning out of control. And this is not to be negative. This is actually to give all of us an opportunity to not just focus on one thing, because there's so many things that require at this point our focus. A lot of things that require our focus. So let me see if I can play this video. All right, and then I will speak to it on my own turn. Give me 1 second.
So this is Inspector General Gregory Coleman. He's a police IG in Liberia. And this is Brian McGill.
I have no copyright.
The Deputy Minister for Youth and Sport. They fool that they got. They all fool right here. That's a made a rape of 14-year-old child in Liberia. 14-year-old girl. They all got. They want to look at there. Some kind of monkey coming from the forest. He raped a 14-year-old girl in Liberia. And the reason I pop Gregor Coma behind me, Gregor Coma, I want to talk to you directly, brother. As a Liberian and as an advocate and as a father that got 2 beautiful daughters, or 21 years old and a 19 years old, I am so disappointed in you, Gregor Coma. You, Gregor Coma, I'm disappointed in you. I am disappointed in you, Gregor Coma, the police IG. Tell me this. This child was raped on the 30th of August, according to the story. And this dog, the useless fool that passing up and down, this insignificant, stupid fool, get your job. Up to now, Joseph Boga, they say Joseph Boga fire him or he suspended him. They say he been suspended. But some people say he get fired. My problem here is not he being fired. Why is it Brian McGill still walking in the street of Liberia and Monrovia without being arrested? Why is it Brian McGill or rapists still walking in the street of our country. Gregor Como, some of us had a respect for you. Some of us here will fight for you on a daily basis. Some of us here on a blue app will stand up for you. Some of us here will like the good job you're doing in Liberia. But this one here, I am disappointed in you on this one, Gregor Como. I listened to your press conference yesterday. I think yesterday or day before yesterday. I listened to that press conference. Everything you were saying over there, it doesn't matter, Gregor Como. So, if they child, the 14-year-old girl, they rape. For example, if this girl was your family member or your daughter, will you sit there and wait for all this tapata from the 30th of August to today is September 18? You know how many days between that? And this man still walking in the street of Liberia, more especially in Monrovia, riding your air-conditioner car, sleeping in your I'm disappointed in Gregor Como. I'm disappointed. As a father, I had 2 beautiful daughters and 2 sons. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Gregor Como. People at Brian McGill should be they should be beyond bar a long time ago. Brian McGill shouldn't even be a more public by now. You shouldn't be a more human being by now. Their fool should have been beyond bar a long time ago. This is a tree thing that have been going on in the blood for the longest. Grown people, girl, abuse young children in the country. They sweep it under the carpet. Do you know how many young children in Liberia being raped by all grown-ass men in Liberia? Nothing comes from out of it. Either it will be their stepfathers, it will be their uncles, the community people raping. They rape people children in the country. Nothing can come from out of it. They sweep it under the carpet. Gregory Como, do you want to sit in Liberia for this man to be passing the street for all these while? For investigation? What kind of investigation? How do you do an investigation on an individual? You're talking about, oh, we invited a man. We called a man for statement. Hey,
I wanted to stop or pause a little bit and ask some, because this is not my video. This is from Direct Store. And I wanted to play this because I hear the passion and father, especially as a father of girls. I'm a mother of 3 girls, and I'm a sister to about 7 women, and that's a lot of women in my family. I have aunties, I have nieces, and all of that. Um, I never thought it was a good idea to bring the very people that we said when we had the opportunity, we had countless opportunity, but we squandered with the very people to bring them on. With the same idea, the very people who created a system that is that has damaged our children. Okay. So I didn't think it was a good idea. But I also believe in second chances. I thought, give people second chance so they can redeem themselves. When Representative Willie, the man who raped his 13-year-old niece that was living with him, went to Grand Judy, brought his brother and the little girl to go to school. He decided he would make her his sex slave. Kept the girl home. This is under the last UP-led government. And the little girl ended up getting pregnant. When she had the baby, she kept having complications because she was too small. As we follow up on that from 2016, 2017, they took the child. In fact, when Willie was arrested, the Liberian Congress, the Liberian lawmaker went to the place and said he's a lawmaker, so he could not go to jail. Let me add again, there is nothing that says in our law that when a lawmaker commits crime, he does not get to go to jail. It says he does not go to jail for doing his job or for opinion that he expressed, okay, while he's doing his job in the Congress. That's what it said. So we mix that out somewhere there. Now, um, wow, Lord have mercy. That said, why is this here? Let me pull this. So I'm gonna play this. I listened to Gregory Coleman yesterday. Okay. I remember when Willie was supposed to be prosecuted, Gregory Coleman pleaded fifth, or we don't have the fifth in Liberia, decided he would not testify. He refused to testify against the guy. Okay. He was innocent police. Today, he's the head, he's in charge. So those that we're bringing on board, so to speak, I strongly believe we know why they're bringing on board, because they will cooperate. All right. So tonight we're talking about equitable justice. Justice must be fair across the board. Okay. Justice must be fair and fair across the board. We cannot have justice, okay, and justice is for a certain group of people in the country. Let me stop and just say thank you to Dyrus for adding his voice. I'm gonna finish this video with him because it's making a lot of sense here, and then we're gonna continue.
Gregory Coleman, are you serious? You call me for statement? That child is going through a trauma. That little girl is going through trauma. And you get that insignificant fool passing around in Liberia. He's not being arrested at this hour. This guy is not being barred. The thing is so painful. It hurting me to the extent when I hear this thing. It's like my blood just boils. You got grown people raping people, children in the country. Grown people raping people, children in the country. How did we got here? How the hell a grown-ass man will rape a child and this man still walking in the street of Liberia, more especially like Monrovia? And you say you're doing investigation. What investigation? What investigation, Gregor? Come on. What kind of investigation? Why now you arrest that guy and put a lock up and the investigation be going on? Why keep it on the street? A raper, a rapist? Why?
Okay, I'm gonna stop right here.
Okay?
What we've done in Liberia, we're normalized molesting children from the inception of time. Now that we know better what it does to a child, what it does to the community, what it does to the child's psyche, what it does to her emotionally or him emotionally, physically, and we're still doing that. You know, when I was, and thank God I was born with very little frame. So because I was born with little frame, a lot of people didn't make a pass. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, this is 12th grade. One of my teachers said to me, Cindy, you're very pretty. You just need to have put up at least 20 pounds. Then you will be a teacher. Put off 20 pounds and then have something to hold. You know, it's normal. It's normal those days. Because that's what people were doing. We see our friends then hanging out with the teachers. We saw our friends then with Gorpa and God there dropping them off. That's why I told people, the greatest gift any president can give to Liberia, besides job creation or living as an example, one of, if not the greatest gift, will be DNA testing. If we did DNA testing in Liberia, we will all be family. Somebody will ask me why. We'll all be family. Just know the molestation in Liberia started It started way back. The so-called English speaker call it godpa and goddaughter and god this and god that. They will bang the people babies. The moment they can start puberty, their little boobs showing up. Okay, they will start grooming them. Okay, up interior part, the common story. That means the one who talking. You will see a groom man come grab the little girl who are now showing balkon, like the man and give people balkon. They want you to own a wife. And they think it's normal. Then when you wake up in other places where people are conscious, you find out you've been abused all along. And we ask, why Liberian girls are like this? Why Liberians are like this? Because that's what you taught us. That's what you made normal. Not protecting the girls. Not protecting the future. Okay? Then when that child end up pregnant, then the parents blame the child because they don't talk, majority of the parents. When the old man naked and drop the back or rest up, or when they're hiding and the children go, when their children come and they don't ask them where they get the stuff them from, some of them will go take lasso, they will end up, some of them will go have abortion, they will end up, okay? I don't want to be the bad news bearer. I'm just being honest with y'all. Then the other thing is, why you think during the war they find it so easy to rape? That way they do. That it's a commonplace. Why you think by 2015, 2016, the estimated rape were like 75% of Liberian women will be raped before they reach the age of adulthood. And we look the other way. Some of these big men. You remember Ellen Chief was star within Knockers? When you were caught, social media were just coming up. Pictures, internet were just coming up. Within Knockers were caught doing 3 sons. Old man. In your late 60s, maybe you're 70. 3 sons with 1 little girl and 1 older Liberian woman. You all know them. And the picture were all over. He was asked to resign. There were no penalty for his immorality except for those of us who were calling him out. Ellen first term within Knockers. Old man. Doing 3 sons. These people practice on these children. They introduce them to all kind of sadistic acts. Because that's something, when they go home to their wives that know better, maybe were well read, that they can try with. They try with these little children. The children are messed up. Some of them will be so broken, they end up on drugs, they end up being prostitutes. Because what else is left? They've been taken advantage of. Okay? Guys, whoever here, please share. Thank you for tuning in. Okay? I want to say thank you to what his name? Councilor Tianwa Gonklo. He was one of the first names that spoke up against what is happening here. Yesterday, he spoke up. I see women lawyers in Liberia adding their voices. Okay? But I'd like to say, first and foremost, let me play this. To Thaddeus Pokola.
Very important issue. As a criminal justice expert, someone who has been a solicitor general and has been teaching criminal law for years, teaching at the police academy, I am so angry this morning to hear that Deputy Minister McGill, the man who was accused of raping a 14-year-old girl, is passing up and down the street. He should be in the police cell, that he are not being arrested. We cannot have selective justice. Article 11C of the Constitution calls for equal protection. The same way you treat people from West Point, Soniwang, of Vubadi in Sino, when they are accused of crime, the same way you should treat a high official of government. Why do I say so? When I was Solicitor General, and my good friend Roland Khan was senator, and the police came to me with a report, a team led by Sam Siam, chief of investigation at that time, and said, we are investigating, but Senator Roland Khan's name has featured as a co-conspirator. I said, go and arrest him. I will answer the question. They told me, oh, he's a member of the Senate. Can't we write the Senate to excuse him to be arrested? I said, no, there's nothing in the law that says so. He was immediately arrested and put at the back of the pickup, handcuffed along with other defendants. All suspects of crime must be treated the same way. What is happening now undermines the error in the arrest agenda. It undermines the rule of law. I'm calling upon the police to immediately arrest former Deputy Minister McGill. He should be former Deputy Minister. This is wrong for a man who was appointed, nominated and confirmed by the Senate to protect the young people and to carry on youth development to become a threat to the survival of the young people is not anything that the government should take lightly. I'm calling upon President Boakai to tell the police director to move speedily, because these are the things that can make the police disrespected in the communities. The whole country is watching. If this high official of government is not treated like they can treat anyone who is unknown, suspected of statutory rape, the next time police go somewhere to arrest someone who is not of the same stature, the people will resist. But when a big man is treated the same way a small person will be treated on suspicion of committing crime, police don't have much work to do. The people tend to cooperate, have trust in the police. So I'm calling upon the police director to immediately get on this. I have credibility to say this. I've been Solicitor General. I'm a criminal law professor. There is no justification for this man being out right now. I'm calling upon all actors in government, even members of the civil society, let us put the pressure to make sure that.
Thank you to Councillor Gonklo, but let me add another here. Okay. Gregory Coleman had a press conference yesterday citing they're still investigating. Okay. They are still investigating. I'm not sure what they're investigating. This man needs to be somewhere while they conclude the investigation. For all we know, he has made it by default that he went to the father to ask for forgiveness. At the time, he's not saying he didn't do it. Okay. He went to the father to ask for forgiveness. This is Brian McGill. Okay. I'm going to show you this nasty old man, and most of them in that place are that way. Okay. This also is good that we're talking about these ills in the society, because when you know better, you do better. We're teaching our children that these are not Godfather. When you see the little girl, baby child, okay, not even in puberty yet, this man has messed up the people child, and even wearing our nation pink. He should not be wearing. This is Brian McGill. This is somebody's grandfather. This is somebody's husband. Where is the wife? Why she has not spoken? Okay. Where are the children? Now, I'm going to continue. I'm going to show there. This is a disgrace to a nation. Okay. And that's why when we are sending people for confirmation, these people, the Senate have the responsibility to do research, do background check, to find out the character. Listen, Liberia is a small place. You know the character of these people. Okay, unless we don't want to know. It is our responsibility to find out and know. Okay, now there is a recording that this man have gone out to the family to apologize to them. All right. I also listened to the lady from gender who said in so many words for me, she was speaking because of the attention that the case has received based on what she has said. Okay. Now I'm gonna play the video, the press conference with Gregory Coleman, the IG. All right. I'm not disappointed. Here is why. When Gregory Coleman was, I think 102 or whatever he was, okay, Gregory Coleman refused to testify against a man who raped his own niece, okay, a 13-year-old, impregnated her, all right, and he was in the police force. We brought this man back, all right, we brought this man back. So let's listen to him for a second. That's what I'm going to do today.
On this particular case over the last few days, and I would like everyone to introduce themselves before we can go any further. So we'll start from you.
So my name is Anthony Alo Ebenezer Ezono, and the team leader for the legal team of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection.
I'm Anthony Margaret and Phillips, legal officer, Ministry of Gender.
I am Councillor Isaac L. George Jr. I'm the Director, Sexual Gender-Based Violence Crimes Unit, Ministry of Justice.
I'm Chief Secretary of Police, Texan Charter, the Chief Ministry of Protection.
Commissioner Johnny Boladin, Commissioner of Crime Services.
I'm Senior F. Frank, the Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services.
Okay, once again, thank you all. As you've seen, as you're seeing around the table, this body has been working tirelessly since this allegation came about. So what I would like to do, I would like to begin to walk us through the process as to how this delicate kind of investigation we carry out. So when we have a complaint of sexual abuse reported at the police station, we first and foremost refer the case to one of the 6 accredited medical facilities around Monrovia for an evaluation. It comes back to the police, and then the police review the report and begin the investigation from there. The investigation of that nature was immediately followed at Tour Central, and these are all the steps that have been taken as far as this allegation is concerned. The report has come in. There is an indication that yes, indeed, the victim was tampered with. So immediately, the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, the Ministry of Justice, the prosecutors, and the Liberia National Police investigators have been going back and forth. Fortunately, this particular area is covered by CCTV camera. So the investigators are going on the scene to review the footage of the camera to try to corroborate the statement of the victim. We've spoken to the victim, we've spoken to the father, we've spoken to aunties, all of the persons of interest that have been named in the investigation, including the suspect. We've brought the suspect in for questioning. We've taken statements from him at different levels, and the investigation is still ongoing. Yesterday, the entire group, at first the police went there to review the footage. Yesterday, this entire body went in, reconstructed the crime scene, came back today for us to meet. We've been here since this morning, going back and forth, doing analysis. calling the victim back in to speak to her. So we've just picked up some new pieces of information from the victim that will.
What this man is doing, what the whole people they're doing, they're intimidating, they're using process of intimidation to intimidate this child. They're not protecting her. Number one, they took her away from where she knows, from her family. Her family did not rape her, okay? An adult, supposed to be a so-called trusted adult, supposed to be a responsible adult. It's supposed to be a man that the Liberian Congress, okay, or vetted and certified to be the liaison for the young people of Liberia. This man is in a position of power, okay? He's in a position of power in the respect that he's a youth deputy for youth and sports, all right? This is where if scholarship, if jobs, everything that have to do with young people, this is the guy. So I don't understand what crime scene that Gregory Coleman is reconstructing, okay? Why has he not reconstructed the crime scene that was burned at the Capitol when they were in charge, okay? When they were in charge of the Capitol building, when they beat up people the night before and put them out when they protested. Why has he not reconstructed that? So what is he reconstructing? Is he reconstructing how the man had sex with a little girl? He molested her? What is he reconstructing? So, so if you have CCTV, that means the CCTV can only start from, okay, when the light is on. Well, the light has always been on that building. You're going back and forth with this child, all right? And the child is in your care. So to begin with, this man have already admitted when he went over to the parents' house to apologize. This child had been taken. So you're going back and forth. So what they're doing is they're using intimidation to intimidate this child, okay, that she will not trust anybody. So Gregory Coleman is telling us that she is going to go reconstruct the site, all right? For me, firing him is not, suspending is not enough. This dude needs to be in jail. Now, yesterday again, Gregory Coleman said we need DNA. All the other people he has in jail for rape, he had not asked for DNA. Liberia does not have the capacity. Okay, DNA are done at U.S. MSA and designated places. In that we had a rape case that will involve murder. Okay, they refused for the evidence collected to be brought to America to do a forensic testing. So what DNA? That's what I want to know. So let's continue with Gregory Coleman. You're listening to him. This is just frustrating and very
disappointing. Will require a further investigation. We've called on additional employees of the Ministry of Youth and Sport, including deputy ministers as well, to come in for us to speak with them. We've prayed the court for a subpoena of the call log of the deputy minister who's being accused. That call log is a very important part of the investigation because the geospatial data analysis would now point us to placing him exactly to where the allegation is if substantiated. So we're waiting for that, and I know everybody's waiting to see how this is.
So let's ask the question. So what if this man did not take his phone with him to the place? What if he left his phone home? Okay. What did he use somebody else's phone? How do you know? How can you substantiate that? I mean, you'll come up here and play this smart game with us like we are all stupid. It don't make sense, Gregory Coleman. It does not. This is 2025. This is the information age. Okay? This is the information age. This is not Gregory Coleman. This is not 2014. This is not 2015. We are all connected. Okay? In other people's country, rape is considered, okay, heinous crime. You violate people, especially you violate a child. And you're sitting down here and telling us, oh, You are investigating. How long have you been investigating? Let me show you something here. There is I'm wasting my time. I'm going to move this guy. And he's telling the people that this man is not above the law. That is not a true statement. This man is above the law.
Investigation waiting for us to make an arrest. We appeal to the public that we have to make sure we follow all of these steps so that it is done right. Once we get at the core law and we're able to verify, the last step will be we're on the phone right now trying to engage for help for forensic DNA sampling.
You're looking for help for DNA sample.
The clothes that the young
you see, and this is some of the craziness I'm talking about. He's looking for help for DNA sample.
Now order
so let's find out from him.
DNA sample be collected from the.
So if the designated or the recommended agency or hospitals that rape victims supposed to go to, okay, and get tested, verify already that this child was tampered with. Now you're telling me this is the same old story from 1847, from 1822, all the way to the Providence Island and back into Sunny Wing. Now we're going to go begging people to come and bring forensic to, how you call it, all the other rapes you got in Liberia. No forensic. All right? That's why this is not justice. This is in here. It seems that justice is not blind. I love what Tiawan Gonklo said. That's why you see people in Liberia fighting the police. And you know what? And it's going to get worse. That's why people are fighting the police, because you are not the police. You are police for the elites. Liberia on a story, that long story. I don't even know how to carry it. Okay, like I was saying, this is not justice. This is intimidation. This is taking advantage of. I love what Tiawan said. Tiawan Gonklo said, if you don't do what is right, the public will not believe you to do business with you. The public will not listen to you. They're already not listening to you. You know why they're not listening to you? Because you can't be trusted. Because you don't understand what justice is. You don't know that you work for the people and justice is blind. You don't understand that. Okay? And because you don't understand that at this point, the people themselves are not going to be listening to you. Because you are not fair. And because you are not fair, they're not going to listen to you. They have no reason to listen to you. And that's why you see people fighting police in the street, because they know the police is corrupt. I'm sorry, I'm saying that. I've been there. I've given money to police. I got them pulled over for no reason. Okay? I've also helped when I see them in the street while I'm in Liberia, okay, because I know they don't make much. And I'm grateful that they're out there. But you know what? This is why the people are losing hope. This is why the people are losing respect. This is why the people are not listening to you. That's why little boys in the street who are hustling, trying to find a daily living, are fighting police officer because they know you're corrupt. Gregory Coleman, you are doing too much. I'm the one who's saying it. I'm not joking with it, okay? You are sitting down here, you play with somebody's life. I love the way Dara said it. If this were your child, your niece, your nephew, you'll be sitting here talking about, we saw this with Odell Sherman. People, y'all remember Odell Sherman, when Joel Howard Taylor, brother, the pastor, Gideon, not only did they rape her, they beat her to death. I still have her forensic report here. Okay? And they were playing. The men were walking around. They went, in fact, the guy from, and he took her body to the hospital in his house. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I said earlier, the best thing Liberia, one of the best things you can get to Liberia is DNA. You get DNA to Liberia. Majority of all will be having the same DNA or come from the same bloodline. Here's why. I said it. You got this old man sleeping with 12, 13, 14-year-old little girl. When they get pregnant, they stay away from them and tell them to lie on one little boy across there. Or they must say they don't know. So they get 14, 13, she have baby. By the time she 30, that other child is already 15. Those very old men, they're sleeping with their own little granddaughter where they have with those girls. This has been ongoing. This has been ongoing. And it's not okay. That's why some of us are here and will continue to talk. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. It's not okay. All right? 64-year-old. Somebody, security will work for you. Their child. You are trusted person. Deputy minister. Okay? You are in a technical position. You are there to be a bridge to the young people and adulthood. You are there to direct them. You are there to set moral standard. You are there to support them, to encourage them, to inspire them, but to take advantage of them. And you're okay with it. And you're sitting there. For the women who are getting out, you're thank you. For the men, we're talking about the young men today. Let me show you another thing here. Yeah, Gregory Coleman sitting out here. Gregory Coleman refused to testify in the case of Representative Willie, who raped his own niece. His brother, when he went to Grand Jury, when he won the election as representative, brought him to drive for him. A little daughter he brought, so the little girl can go to school. He pregnant her. The little girl was 12. By the time she had a baby, she was 13. Her body was too small. It was underdeveloped. By the time she had the baby, water was leaking off of her. Her body could not continue. When they got too much on him, after they got him out of jail, he ran to Maryland and went back to Maryland or Grand Jury. And they say he was practicing law there. All right? We follow him. He started threatening people. And what do you call it? Front page Africa reporter. That's the life you're used to. Okay? When you walk around here and say, oh, Liberian get them loose. Because you started fingering them, saying they were baby. So why they will not be loose? That's all they know. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. Either you're grabbing them by the low text before it comes out, telling them that what they're good for. Hey, Samuel. Listen, I got to text you. They say I can't stay allowed. The people have been reporting my page. I have to send my whole credential, my birth certificate, my social security, everything for me to have this platform. They keep reporting, but they can't report it now because they have all my credentials. So that's what happened. So I'm here, but thank you for showing up. Thank you for those of you who are here. Okay. So this is where we are. Gregory, I'm ashamed of you. You know, everybody deserves a second chance. You failed the first time. You come back, you're doing the same thing. People must remember, this is the digital age. You're living footprints. We may not have some of the best people right now, but the future will come. That Liberians will wake up from their slumber, that we will get out of this abyss that we're in, this dream that we're in, this merry-go-round that we're on. And some of you will be called to answer, and history will remember you for what you people have done. When you were trusted with power, when you were trusted with the lives of the young people, when you were trusted with the security. Today, I see 2 young men killed, and they put gun in their arms, and they say they're notorious criminals. We've never heard of their name. We never heard what they had done in the community. Nobody has said there were never issue on them. But from government to government, I saw that with the CDC government, where a young man was wearing slipper. Oh man, I wish I had my platform. Wearing slippers. Apparently, they say he was sleeping with one policeman's girlfriend. They killed that boy and put him down. They said, gun was in your hand. The boy was in boxer. One little light-skinned boy, if you all remember, he was in box. Honorable Glare, how are you? He was in boxer wearing slipper, flip-flop. They came in out there and they say he went to go rob Liberia. Liberia. What you people are doing, that's why they're mob justice. That's why people figure that to take matters into their own hand, even when they are wrong, because they don't trust the police. You people are building these walls that people feel the need to protect themselves. But let me show you something here. Let me show you something. Here is Gregory Coleman, right there, telling us he waiting for he going back for
alleged that the suspect as well, so that we can also do that analysis. That being said, I will pass it forward to the prosecutor and the Ministry of Agenda to just throw a little light there, and then we can entertain one or two questions.
So basically, it sounds from what the IG has said, we hope that the public understand that this is a very delicate matter, and we want to make sure that at the end of the day, whatever outcome substantial, that we can establish probable cause to proceed with this case. Thank you.
So the Ministry of General, as you are aware, is very concerned, and that's why we are in close collaboration with the police. And what is key, usually in allegation, is that they say this person did this, but what is very essential is to link the person. So the work has been very tedious, and we have been following, and we also like to thank the police for the collaboration.
So y'all tell me what work have been tedious when the men have already gone and to go bed. Little children like that don't lie. Okay? Here, Lasso. Little children like that don't lie. I'm gonna graduate from here because I need to talk about a few things before I leave. Okay, I've already spent enough time here. I'd like to talk about a few things before I leave. But this is the season for Gregory Coleman and his people. This is the season for Lofa Kante. This is the season for the people in a position of power. This is their season. It's their time. Okay. Hopefully there will be time for the Liberian people. That's how I see it. So let me go ahead and post a picture here. Here is Brian McGill and another guy who they say rip another guy raped a 7-year-old what do you call it? Accused. Okay. This guy is already in jail behind bar. They didn't ask for forensic. All right. He's a poor guy. He's not a minister. He does not have alignment with a political party or people in the position of power. This is Brian McGill. This is another guy. I'm not going to even call his name and get him clout. He's already in jail. Okay, waiting for trial. Miguel is still walking around, driving in a car that we pay for, with gas that we pay for, that our taxes pay for, that our resource money pay for, that the money what they back on our behalf, on behalf of our children, pay for. He's still driving it. He's still sleeping air conditioner we pay for the generator for. He's still sleeping it. They have not. Although he have gone over to beg the family, okay, to let this be because his job was online. But what's his name? What the guy name? Gregory Coleman is going to go to the U.S. Embassy to beg for forensic DNA. All right. So now this child have been molested. Now he's going to go collect. I don't know what DNA he's going to go collect at the time. I don't know if they have place that they can preserve DNA in Liberia. So they collected her DNA sample. They got it, so they preserve it, and he's going to take it somewhere to do it. This is all delay tactics. I've no Liberian. I work with them. My person, you're here. You know what we've done over the years. In the last almost 10, 11 years, with the emerging of Facebook Live, or even beforehand, okay, from 2015, 2014, we have been on the air. We have been on using OBS to podcast, to internet radio, to podcast. So we are not just starting up, okay? And some people will come, who are you? Go do your research. It's your job to find out who I am. Okay, here he is right here. Here he is. He's still working, but this young man is in jail. Okay, and the craziness in the country, the craziness in this country. Why are you raping 1-year-old? Why are you raping 7-year-old? Why are you raping 12-year-old? Why you got women standing all over on the sidewalk selling themselves for little or nothing, Mr. Miguel? Okay, we saw that. We saw that. We saw that with what's his name? With the knockers doing threesome with somebody child and one old woman. Even the old man there in Liberia, they're nasty, nasty all over the place. Okay, I wanted to play the other video. What I would like to talk about today is the drugs. The drugs. These drugs were not told by individual. Okay, these drugs. We have to be realistic. There have to be harsher punishment. There must be harsher punishment. All right, there must be. People are connected that are bringing these drugs in the country. This is a sad story. This is a congenti in the Japanese
Well,
community.
huge quantities
This is
of drugs have been found
okay.
in 2017. Yeah,
This is today.
there are suspects who were arrested. At least two of them that has been arrested, and now they are the magisterial court here in District 17. You know, in Broadville City. It been informed that this high quantity of drugs, very huge quantity of drugs, were found in the Jatono town, respectively, around the 17 period. So here is the Liberia National Police. This is a joint security parade. Here's the Liberia National Police here with another consignment of quantity of drugs that were found around the motor corner. I mean the Jatono town, Fit Academy campus way. So you see, another quantity have been sent here to the court. Yeah, along with the police. The Liberia National Police is here. It's a joint operation by the LGA and the police. A huge quantity of drugs been confiscated in District 17, Maserado County. So you see for yourself. Um, These drugs were also exported by motorbike riders and also citizens of the 17. Now I think the additional security protocol may be needed because there is a very huge quantity of drugs. First, this is the biggest rate ever in 2017 in the Republic of Liberia. If the following, because look at this quantity of drugs. It's very huge, very huge. The biggest rate ever in 2017. There's a joint operation by the Liberia National Police and the Liberia Justice Enforcement Agency. I'm sorry, Augustine. We have to double our straight here. In 2017 on back.
Now, folks, just see what is happening in the country. Just see the children. I keep telling you, I see police people beating the children, throwing them in jail. The children are the victims. The victims. Now, before I go, I wanted to address somebody. I wanted to address Nimakante District 4 representative. Apparently, he's very ignorant. So I'm going to educate him a little bit before I leave. Okay, folks? Let me do. And this is we keep electing these people. Okay, we keep electing these people who cannot tell their left from their right. Okay, you don't have to know how to read or write. Okay, to be intelligent. All they are, they stupid statement because at the time it suits them. All right, let me come here. This man wrote this morning on social media, and I will read it. And he said, This is Nima County District 4 Representative Ernest Marset Roach, or Mensa, whatever his name is. Is there any Liberian business involved in this storage tank thing? Or is there only Simrex with musability? If no, why is Representative Billy insinuating that JMB and JKK government is targeting his business? Did the recommendation that led to the reduction of the storage fee of petroleum product come from the presidential committee that the VP recently chaired? Okay, Conrad Musa, this is not an attack on your political career. A political attack is when you go, Lufa, and say JMB has done nothing for his people, and in fact, you got more than him. You done more than him, or you got more than him, whatever it is. You get more than him. A political attack is when you go to NIMBA and say you will remove all the current lawmakers. An attack on one political career is when you leave Nimba County District 7 and go to Mangibi and say you will remove Emmanuel Nukwe. A political attack is going to District 5, Nimba County, to break ground for a bridge without telling the Senator Koga, who is your colleague. So let me start with it. I'm sure Senator Koga didn't say it, because I remember when Koga reached out to Musa, when Musa then went over there, okay, and one of his children drowned in gratitude. And now let me tell you something. Because something is happening and everybody not saying anything and everybody agree does not mean everybody is right. Majority agreeing does not make majority right. Some people are alert, some people are awake, and some people will stand up and some people will speak up. It's not the 99% that change the world. It is the 1% that dare to dream, that dare to stand up, that dare to be a change agent. Those are the people who make changes, since you don't understand, okay? The great United States we're in, one man put his neck on the line for Black people to get independent or to have right to be considered him, Abraham Lincoln. He gave his life for that. He gave his life for that. That's one person. I mean, there were other people there. There were other people there. For hundreds, in fact, thousands of years, in China, as they were led by what? A monarch. All right? The last monarch were overthrown when the Communist Party won with Mao Zedong. You go back, go study history. Some of you see, that's why most of the rich people, in fact, all of the rich people, when they send their children to school, wherever they want them to specialize in, they still have to learn history. They must learn history, and they have to learn the economy. They have to understand how money works. We are so limited in our thought process. Okay? There are not many Mike Zuckerberg around the world. There are not many Rockefeller. There are not many Jerry Rollins. There are not many what a little boy named Traore. Why do you think the world take onto him? Because world changers don't come in dozens. They come once in a century, once in a decade. Legend come once in a century. Change maker come once in a decade. Why do you think people take onto them? So this person who wrote this, sir, I think you're very ignorant. No disrespect to you, just meaning you don't know, and you're talking out of ignorance, or you chosen to speak out of ignorance. I don't care about your position. I care about your utterance. I care about your mind, how you articulate, your thought process, how you engage when it comes to stuff. How in hell you're running from country to country, spending Liberian people money. You want people to come and invest in Liberia. You think businesses come to your country and build and invest in your country because they love you, because they think you got pretty girls, or they think you got white bitches. They come for the bottom line. You know what the bottom line is? The profit, return on their investment. if they see that your own people in your country who have invested in the nation when you are not in the position to, you are taking advantage of them, you are railroading them, okay? You cut their profit or their revenue down and get them 2 cents. All right, then you add more money, then you add the same amount of tax on them again. Who tell you somebody going to go out and negotiate? And one thing you must understand, the government cannot compete with the private sector. It must be the government empowering and infusing in the private sector. You see why during the 2007, 2008 bubble bust, housing market bust in America, and even when Wall Street failed, what happened? Although the taxpayer were mad, but to keep the private sector vibrant, to keep it working, America poured billions into small businesses, back into Wall Street to build them out. Go out, they're out there. Go find out, research other nations. Don't speak out of your turn, especially if the people elect you. Don't just talk, many people say, my way, they blow that way. You acting as somebody who have no fraternity, no sense, no intelligence. You just talk. You write this nonsense. If Musa said that Bwaka had not done enough for Lofa, that is correct. Throughout the election when we were going, it was. Today, Bwaka is building a $10 million retirement home, presidential palace in Lofa Kande. We hear that with our money, but we don't have rehabilitation home with almost 400,000 young Liberians addicted to drugs. You just saw droves of drugs coming into the country. Oh, people will not talk. Y'all come talk to me. I don't give a fig. Listen, my ETP9 in nobody's house. What I said yesterday when my brother were working with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and I stood up, that what I'm saying today, when where his name, Josh, we are there, I'm saying the same thing. Okay, and today Joseph Bwaka is back. I'm saying the same thing. I'm a patriot. Patriotism is supporting your nation at all times and supporting your government if the government deserves it. So you come here, Musa, because Musa speaking up. God, you tie your pants with rope and somebody else put theirs with belt does not mean that you fit in or they don't fit in. Maybe the other people know where they're getting the bag because they support the government. All right? These people came out and said they were going to come after Musa, and they have done that. All right? So, Sunday, folks, join us here. I will be here Saturday morning to talk. I also wanted to talk about Alexander Cummings going back. I kind of love the approach yesterday. I'm trying to find some of the video to play it. Folks out there, listen, I don't believe it's Alexander Cummings' time. I believe it is the Liberian people time. I believe we should empower Liberians, okay? I was reading on the creation of Israel. First, I was teaching about the Ottoman Empire. And there was a meeting after all of this fight. And a researcher that was on the board said, the West have always come and told everybody else what they think can solve the problem. And it will not solve the problem. What will solve the problem is you understand your cultural dynamics. You understand the religion. Because you know what? Everybody in that particular Southwest Asia, they are all honor the Abrahamic doctrine. They're all children, descendants of Abraham. Okay? He said, we need to come to the table and say, yeah, we are here to support you. All right? Just sit down and tell us how we can fix this. Because if you go all the way back to Judaism, you go to Abraham. Christianity, you go to Abraham. Islam, you go to Abraham. All of them have the same four grandfather descendant. All right. I'm going to say this. In 2014, at the height of the Ebola, there were 3 scenarios that they used. They say if they did nothing by December, okay, which I was the face in America, by December, okay, by December, about 1 million people were going to perish. Then there was a second scenario. The second scenario was the international community will come and will take it over and it will do this, maybe around 700,000-800,000 or by December. Okay, we didn't know the Ebola was going to prolong. The third option was coordination, partnership, community engagement. Allow the Liberian people to own it because this is their life. Let the international community support them. That works. People spring in, how you call it, because they were trusted to do this. What I think at this time is with Alexander Cummings, the world should be empower Liberians. It's time that we rise to the occasion. It's time that we stand up and make it our time, not an individual, not a particular person, not a tribe, not a political party, but the Liberian people. Empower Liberians to do for themselves what God has already ordained them to do. Empower Liberians that they will stand up and fight for the future of their children. Empower Liberians that they can see the opportunities that they're being blessed with. Empower Liberians that they can realize, okay, the Liberian promise. What is the Liberian promise? An oasis for all Black people, especially Liberians. That's what we need to do. That's how I see it. But I thought the first approach was powerful. Okay, he going out there and meeting. Look at those children. I was looking at those young children, young people. These kids should be in schools, in colleges. Okay, the children should be in technical school. They should be building their lives. Okay, at this point, thinking about how they can build their lives with their friends, their girlfriends, okay, and planning their own dreams. That's what they can. But these kids are strong up on drugs. You know, 2022, I went to the intellectual center. Before I could go, all my children, they were calling me, Mama, yeah, you went to the intellectual center. Those children over there, they ruffle, and those children over there, they did. So I told them, I said, I'm a middle school teacher. Do I know that I'm scared of people to you? Eh? You ask people in America, when they say middle school teacher, find out who we are. We're not afraid of nobody. And you're not afraid of middle school in America? You're not afraid of nothing. And I said, we're going there. Rosa called, Mama, I'm kind of worried about you. I said, Rosa, don't worry. Your mama got this. We went to the place. Some of them left the school. They had teacher then there. Mr. Dukley. Teacher Dukley, how are you? I hope you still remember me. You wanted to leave. I said, teacher, you're not leaving your friend teacher there. You stay right here. We have finished this conversation together. Okay. What the heck? What is it? I'm not sharing contact. Okay. And that's why I asked the young people, when you leave from here and go home, what is your plan tomorrow? Can you think about what you're going to do tomorrow? What the result will be? Can you think about that? How many of you know Friday, where you're going to be doing? Where you're going to be? How many of you know 4 weeks from now about your life dynamics? Most of those children could not tell me. Because at first I got over there, the CDC people came, you know, carrying. One little boy thought he would attack me. People wanted to go for it. I said, you leave him. This is democracy. Young man, stand up. Let's talk. Let's have this conversation. By the time he and I went back and forth 1 or 2 times, he calmed down. He sat down. Listen, I've been with gifted. I've been with special needs. I've been with Janet. I've been, listen, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I'm a middle school teacher. We're not afraid of nothing. If you're not afraid of middle school kids in America, then you're fearless. They're not Friday the 13th. They want that JC. That's what I'm telling you. So it's time to empower Liberians. Let's do this together. Let's do it together. Let's build the Liberia we want together. But I want to find this video and play it before I go. I really want to play it before I go. This Alexander Cummings video where he's out there. But while I look for this video, I wanted to play a video for y'all folks. I wanted to play a video for y'all where a young man, two young Liberians. This is what happening. These kids, two young boys, went to the market, buy a knife to hijack another child. Okay? Murder them just to take a motor back. But I will talk about the motor back. I'll talk about the motor back. These are all, I know that not something, somebody say to me that some people come on Facebook and say, oh, you only talk about bad thing about Liberia. Talk the good thing. I will talk about the
incident that occurred where a motorcycle was allegedly murdered. These two individuals have been arrested as prime suspects. So you're welcome. What's your name? Is that your name? Matthew. And what's your name? Prince who? How old are you? What about you? How old are you? 20. So you tell us exactly why you know about the whole motorbike issue you're talking about.
Last Friday, I went to talk in the young Kauka. Puis tell me say, come to say, also. So, okay, we spent the day at the next day, we slept to the police station with the children. So, the people we saying that prayer, I know it's there. So, the next day, we're walking around. It's not me, we're walking around. We're walking around in the community. So, I was walking around. I came to the park. Start to the park, spend the whole day there. So in the area, you know, go to the children. I went back to the children. I went back to the children. I was sitting on the road, so we go down pass on. They go in the market. Go in the market, go in buy in there. Buy in there, buy in there. Buy in there. I said, I want to do it. And he said, in there, I'm seeing him around me. We'll pull it down, and we'll take it back. I said, I'm just letting that boy I scared. I said, I don't think on it. I don't want to do the hatch. I don't want to do the putting down. You need to take it back to carry it back.
So I'm not gonna do just little babies. Just little babies. Just little baby. Violent. That's why the nation have breed. You know, somebody said today, somebody wrote and say, what they say? Tara been there 1980, Doe been there 1990. They've been with the war being over for almost 20 years, and we're still here. This is the residual impact of the war. This is the remnant of the war. After the war, you have not done reorientation. You have not canceled the children. You have not changed anything. Rape is still out here. That the boy that died the last time, folks, I'm going to move this banner that going across. That will not mean I will talk about it on Sunday, okay? All right? You have not done anything. All you've done is loot, lie, beg, steal, rape, and kill. Most of these children were birthed during the war or after the war. Their mothers are either the generation out of the war who were born with the stress of the war or the drugs of the war, who most of them, their parents were on drugs when they had them. They have high anxiety. These are teenagers. That's how they operate. That's why in the United States, most of the teenagers, they go to school around about 8 o'clock. They don't get home till 5, 6 o'clock. At the time their parents are home. Even at that, there's still trouble. These kids have nothing to do. Most of them have no parental supervision, okay? When we were growing up, We were children of the village. We were children of the community. You dare to tell somebody you lie, your butt will get cut, and then they will come and carry you to your parents, and everybody will flock you, and you need to get it straight and get it going. This is not a new Liberia. This is the Liberia where you see a 14-year-old putting glue that weed on the baby head, and you can't say nothing. All right? This is the Liberia that we have created. It will not change until we change the way we've done stuff, until we change the way we think. All right? There are two things that destroys a nation. Either you use atomic bomb, or you lower the education and you lower the morality. In this case, the education is low, morality is low. So what do you expect? This is what we have. We watch people take people's life in the street in broad daylight. We see people rip a woman in the marketplace. Nothing happened. Gregory Coleman is yet to, that lady that got beaten, finger and pepper in real life. Nothing happened. They seen Gregory Coleman. And people want people to talk. So this is where we are. But let me bring this to bear, and I will call it a night, and then I will go. All right. This is it. Yesterday, Alexander Cummings showed up. You people that have been asking. He showed up. What play they say? Is this Sonny Wayne? But he showed up. And let me show you all the pictures there here, people. These are what children. They say disadvantaged kids. This is the nation. This is the nation. This is the nation that the lawmaker made 9,000, 15,000, plus an extra 100,000, plus another 60 to 74,000 for individual scholarships so they can build their own army to go against the citizen. So by the time you say hello, they're there to back up. This is the nation for them to be beholden. This is the nation that the vice president goes out and bought 250 motorbike to give it to your children. He did not put money in there to build dormitory, to fix LU, but buy motorbike. So your 17 and 16 and 18-year-old can take their boss and put it on top of that motorbike, get used to collecting dollars and think they're grown and forget about the future. That's and it will be loyal to him. Okay? Those who really want a nation to change, knowledge will be at the fulcrum of whatever they do. Anybody who want a nation to change, the children, the welfare of the children will be the priority. It will not be putting them in the street to look for money. It wouldn't be. That's the parent job. That's the leadership job. So I've said enough. Mike, how are you? Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and say good night to all of you. Now, let me say this to y'all. A gentleman that I know well, and he worked on Wall Street, wrote something today that said, and I'm gonna read this to y'all. All right, it's a Liberian and work on Wall Street. I said the other day he wrote something, and somebody came and say he was lying. Liberian people, everybody know everything, everybody that's specialty, and he was saying something about if the people, your own people in your country, businesses cannot thrive, and you try to sabotage them because you have political differences, you are doomed. You are telling me, you'll come to Liberia and invest, but if I come to Liberia and say something to you, you will sabotage my business. Why would I want to invest? Why would I want to invest? Why would I even want to ask people to come and invest when the system is flawed? When one, and I heard somebody, and the same guy who wrote, where the guy that wrote that I just read, it said Joseph Boaka. It's just Joseph Boaka that made a law about your stuff. Boaka is the one who enforced He is the chief executive. He's the one who managed the nation, the day-to-day activity. Mr. Lawmaker, since you don't know that, that is his job. Yes. Those people that bring in those ideas, they work for Boaka. They're answerable to him. So I'm going to say good night. I see you Saturday morning around about 12 o'clock. Let's talk there. All right. And I will show you the video. I thought I put the video in here. I was looking for it with Alexander Cummings. But for some reason, I can't find it. And I wanted to close with him talking to the people. So let me see if I can get this going. Yeah, it was out there yesterday. I thought it was nice. Y'all seen the drugs in the country. In suitcases. I see Darius Dillon say the other day you must shut up every day. You're talking 2029. 2029. So let me see. I see Alexander Cummings says a lot of kids. Okay, I didn't see. Is that him right here? Okay, here it is. All right, here was downtown Waterside. Yep. I will play that on Saturday morning. So y'all let me go to bed and then we will have a conversation. Modern Student Library. People want to know what they know. We'll talk to you later. Okay, your good night, everyone. Let God bless us all. Let me see, where can I find, what video can I find to play? I want to find a video.
The food that they got, they all food right here. That's a man that raped a 14-year-old child in Liberia, a 14-year-old girl. They all got, they one that looking there, some kind of monkey coming from the forest. He raped a 14-year-old girl in Liberia. And the reason I pop Greco Coma behind me, Greco Coma, I want to talk to you directly, brother. As a Liberian and as an advocate, and as a father that got 2 beautiful daughters, or 21 years old and a 19 years old, I am so disappointed in you, Greco Coma. You, Greco Coma, I'm disappointed in you. I am disappointed in you, Greco Coma, the police AG. Tell me this. This child was raped on the 30th of August, according to the story.